Unresolved stress will keep midlife women exhausted even when we think we got it going on. Isn't that crazy how what we're thinking about in the night, the worries, the cares, usually it's some problem and my brain is trying to solve it. That is also can be cortisol related as well. But this is just because we don't have the hormones supporting us in our sleep like we used to. Gaining belly fat in perimenopause and menopause, even while eating trim healthy and doing all the right things? Feeling exhausted, inflamed, and so done with the scale? Hey, I'm Chris Honeycutt, Jesus follower, trim healthy coach, and your midlife hype girl. I believe God didn't design you to live stuck, bloated, or burned out. This podcast helps you partner with your hormones, ditch the belly fat, and finally feel strong, calm, and confident in a body you actually enjoy living in. Before we dive in today, I just want to say, I see you. I remember what it felt like to do all the things, cutting carbs, skipping snacks, pushing harder at the gym, only to see zero progress and feel totally defeated. That's why I created the Midlife Fat Loss Formula, a 6-month group coaching experience that's all about working with your midlife hormones instead of against them. If you've been feeling stuck, this might be the exact shift you need. You can check it out at bit.ly/join fat loss formula. Again, it's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. I'd love to walk alongside you in this season. Grab your sipper and let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Menopause Makeover. Today, our title is Why You're Exhausted Even When You Sleep. The midlife energy drain no one talks about. Midlife women who wake up tired even after 8 hours. I get it. It's not laziness. It's hormones, stress, and poor metabolic repair. This episode breaks down why energy feels so hard to find and how to restore it naturally. So, what I want to say about sleep is that it is paramount for so many functions in our body, including turning on fat burning, including hormone balance and support, and brain function, liver function, even our digestion. Our gut microbiome is even affected by poor sleep, as is our adrenals, not to mention really every system in our body. So I really have lived in this land for a lot of years. My sleep has been greatly affected, and I have had bouts of insomnia with some maybe sleeping a little bit better. And I have to say that it's very difficult to navigate. And if I don't manage my mind around it, I can get very frustrated and just downright exhausted. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is it's common for women to say, I wake up and feel exhausted in their perimenopause and menopause years for many reasons. Some women will say, I sleep and I still wake up tired. And some women will say, I'm up between 1 and 3, which is me, and I wake up tired. And I have a podcast actually that I did with a sleep coach. So we definitely want to link that in the show notes because what she was helping us understand what's going on and what we can do was so good. But today I kind of want to focus on these things. I want to normalize this for a minute. I don't want to say you have to be stuck with this, but if you have negative thoughts about your negative sleep habits, how's that working for you? It is not working. It does not work for me. As a matter of fact, I get anxiety about not sleeping. Estrogen is very regulating for a lot of things, our nervous system, our energy levels, our sleep. Progesterone is as well. So when we have low estrogen and progesterone, it can really ramp up the insomnia. And one of the things that's been very helpful for many, many women in perimenopause and beyond is to use some progesterone. It can really help you sleep. And so if you aren't and you haven't tried progesterone, I want to suggest that that would be a go-to for you. But what's happening is when our estrogen leaves, we also have a cortisol dysregulation. We may have insulin spikes at night. We may have micronutrient depletion that's going on. And, you can wake up with that busy mind. A lot of times that's cortisol related. And so it's important to realize that what's shifting are our hormones. And so we want to do whatever we can to support our hormones and to support our sleep. Another thing that can wake us up in the night is blood sugar stability. And that sometimes gets wacko, especially when we're not eating like we need to eat and we have insulin spikes before bed, or maybe we're eating too late before we go to bed and our blood sugar is dropping, or maybe we're not having sufficient protein at dinner with your meals, or even sufficient protein throughout the day. Those blood sugar spikes or instability, you will wake up with that. So we want to make sure that we're feeding and fueling our body for blood sugar stability. And also, there are some supplements that can help with regulating blood sugar stability. And one thing that's been helpful for a lot of people is using something called berberine. And berberine is a natural supplement that can help regulate your blood sugar. It can help you process carbohydrates, and it is good for your gut. And that's something that can be helpful for that blood sugar besides just eating your regular breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner. Every meal is supported with that protein. And you also are making sure that you're giving your body a couple hours to digest before you go to bed. And then the other thing is maybe you are stressed. Maybe you have the stress loop. This has happened to me before where I'm stressed about something and I can't quit thinking about it. Unresolved stress will keep midlife women exhausted even when we think we got it going on. Isn't that crazy how what we're thinking about in the night, the worries, the cares, usually it's some problem and my brain is trying to solve it. That is also can be cortisol related as well. But this is just because we don't have the hormones supporting us in our sleep like we used to. So some things that we need to do to be able to at least get this piece of the puzzle is we want to, believe it or not, building muscle is going to help your mitochondria. Our mitochondria is our powerhouse. It's what's going to give us our energy and rejuvenation. And so when we build muscle, we're going to support our mitochondria. The other thing is making sure maybe you need a little extra protein before bed. I'm not a big proponent of eating after the dinner hour is over. I really like to shut my kitchen down. But if I'm finding I'm waking up in the night hungry, or I'm waking up in the next morning very, very hungry, maybe I didn't have enough calories during the day, I'm making sure that I get protein. And sometimes I'll have a little extra protein before bed with a little bit of carb, and that will help me sleep better. Some people say when they have their kefir smoothie at night, they sleep better.
I want to talk to the woman who's wondering if it's just too late. If you've been thinking, well, I guess this is just how it's going to be from now on, maybe I'll never feel strong or lean again. I want to speak directly to you. It is not too late, my friend. Your body is not broken. You just need a plan that works with your hormones, your metabolism, and your real life. That's why I built the Midlife Fat Loss Formula. It is my 6-month group coaching program where we walk step by step through the exact things your body needs to shift back in to fat burning mode. You'll learn how to eat in a way that fuels you, how to move in a way that actually works, and how to create sustainable habits that last beyond the 6 months. It's not about perfection. It's about progress that sticks. Women like Michelle and Anita are seeing major shifts, not just on the scale, but in their labs, in their confidence, and even their strength. So if you've been needing that nudge to take the next step, this is it. Come on over to bit.ly/join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. I would love to support you inside.
The other thing is we want to support our sleep habits, and that would be our light exposure. That would be getting rid of the blue light, and that would be going to bed at the same time each night, waking up at the same time, looking at the light first thing in the morning to start our day going, and shutting down any, excess or fake light in the evening time so that our brain turns on making melatonin. And we want to get our sleep rhythm conducive for good sleep. We don't want to run into the evening and be on our phones scrolling before bed and stressed out. You want a wind down time. Something that I really like to do is to get in my sauna and then take a cool shower, or I like to color and listen to some music, or maybe I like to turn on my Abide app, a meditation app, and I do a meditation on my way to sleep, which is beautiful. And that's what I do when I wake up in the morning as well. I turn on my Abide app, or I shift into thankfulness. Whatever I'm worried about in the night and I start thinking of or looping over and over and over, I start shifting into everything that I'm grateful for. And one little exercise that I do is I go through the alphabet and I come up with accolades or praising God. So I'll say A, God, you are awesome. B, God, you are beautiful and everything you make is beautiful. And I just take my mind and say, here's what we're going to go do with it. And it does help calm me down. So that's another thing that you can do. And doing the best you can and then letting go of the results. I'm telling you, that is key. I've just made peace. I'm not sleeping like I want to, but I'm sleeping the best that I can. I've tried lots of sleep aids. I think there's some out there that work really well for some people and not others. And I say, find what works for you. If you haven't tried some magnesium can also be very helpful for calming you down, helping you shift into that rest and digest. And when we're able to get a hold of our sleep, we can sometimes mitigate that exhaustion in the morning. And then sometimes we just can't, ladies. And when we can't, what do you need to do to take care of you? Some of you might need an adrenal support. If your adrenals are taxed and you just can't get out of bed, some of you may need to get your thyroid tested. If your thyroid is not optimized, and I'm not saying normal here, I'm saying optimized, you're going to be exhausted. Some of you may need to give yourself a little bit more time in the morning. That's what I do now when I don't really want to get, maybe I start sleeping amazing at 4 and I don't want to get up at 7, but I need to get up at 7. I give myself more time. Maybe you give yourself some restorative time. Like maybe you need to have a spa day with yourself or a half a day or a small walk outside in the sunshine. Or maybe you have a 20-minute rest or breather during the day. I know you can take time to do it, ladies. Don't tell me you do not have enough time. I know you can find time to take care of yourself. Just know you're not alone in this. And I do believe that there is hope for the fatigued, exhausted woman who wakes up in the morning and wonders, is this going to last forever? And no, it's not going to last forever. But take a look at some of those things that I was talking about in this episode and see if there's something that you don't have dialed in that you could work on. Did you know that I have a free community of women in midlife just like you? Busy women who are working hard to lose weight with the Trim Healthy plan but feel hijacked by hormones and unexplained weight gain. I share menopause tips, superfood spotlights, delicious recipes, and so much more. Come join us at facebook.com/groups/get-your-trim-on.
Hey, Midlife Mama. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who may be struggling to lose weight in menopause without confusion and overwhelm? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses me to know this podcast is helping you. Time to grab my protein smoothie and head to the pickleball court. I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for another episode. See ya!